Hey everybody, my name is Katie Lowe, and I'd like to welcome you to Rhythm Flow Radio live stream. And today is Friday at 5 o'clock. Today, I'd like to welcome back a conversation with Brother Raymond, an author and activist. Hey, he's going to light up your life. So without further ado, first I must say the song that I found is Cause I Love You. And it was remade, I think, in about 2017 as a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King. You can only find this on YouTube and only on Rhythm Flow Radio live stream and friends who like Rhythm Flow Radio. And without further ado, I bring to you, Raymond Richards.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to a conversation with Brother Raymond. I am your host. Today we'll be talking about the extensive crime. Does it fit the time? And in this conversation, we'll hopefully be joined by some members from the penitentiary itself, as well as some guest callers. As you can look in, you can see you can call at the bottom. We have the number to call in if you care to call in and join us. But as we do all the time, first let's go in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you thanking you for waking us up in our right frame of mind, allowing us to live to see another day. Father, we ask that you touch the hearts and minds of everyone who's hurting, who's going through anything tragic. We also would like to give our condolences to anyone who has lost someone and their family and friends. We ask that God strengthen them in a time of bereavement. We pray all these things in your mighty, magnificent Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Yes, so again, I just want to send a shout out to everybody who has helped put this together, but more importantly, a shout out to All Smoke Everything. All Smoke Everything. One of my sponsors, Everything Smoke. And I'm always messing it up. I mix it up all the time, but and more Finger Smoking Good by brother Smokin Joe and Amitra, a black-owned company in Texas right here. And they're doing a magnificent job. The food is so delicious. If you come and visit Texas, please don't forget to stop by Everything Smoke. You will not regret it. They do everything smoke. And when I say everything is smoke. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to get right to it but before we get into that, I also have to do another dedication to the young lady young activist who was lost. Could you pull that up for me, sister? Naya, what's her name? Is it Anila? Let me make sure I get it right because
I believe her name is Lanaya Murphy.
Naya Murphy, 20-year-old activist, community activist. She was a part of the movement, and she was shot down in the Pyramid neighborhood. It's just a sad case, sad occasion. We asking if anybody knows something, say something, please. This young lady was giving all she had to give for the people. She was marching, she was protesting, she was doing all these great things. She was going to school, she was doing everything that needs to be done of her. And for her to be killed or murdered, senseless crime, it saddens me. Also, we want to give a shout out to the Johnson family in their time of bereavement. We just giving our condolences to the Adams and Johnson family in their time of bereavement, the loss of our brother Alfonso Adams. May God bless you and keep you in y'all times of bereavement, and then it's just a sad occasion. But yeah, I was just perplexed when I seen the young lady get killed. She was shot down the side of a car, and the question becomes why. I mean, what did she do to you to want for you to kill her and take her life? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. This senseless violence is just going on. So our hearts and prayer go out to her and her family. We ask that everybody keep them in prayer. Father Flager and all the activist movement brothers and sisters, We're going to keep you lifted, and we asking that God keeps you mind sound, because I know it hurts, and our judgment can get in the way of our thinking, and we don't want that, because we already lost one of our sisters, and we don't need to lose nothing else. So keep them in your prayers. They're on Facebook, Father Flager, send them y'all bereavement and condolences, because that was a young sister who life was gone too soon. And, it's just a sad, sad occasion. But the topic of this discussion is like, the crime and extensive time. Because we had did this before with Sister Wendy Thomas on the show. But I just wanted to go back to it because we have some prominent brothers, Kevin Gray, and these brothers, also Terrence Sparks, Brother Gilbert, and Brother Donald Watkins, So these brothers are faced with crimes in which they sentence she already be served out, that she already become a home. But what we're talking about is how the crime doesn't fit the time. It's ridiculous when we look at some of the stuff that happens to our brothers and sisters, and the judge will bang that gravel, give them life, 50 years to life, 50 years plus life, 30 years plus life. So we're saying, does the crime fit the time? And we don't think it does. And this enhancement that they have just put in is just unconstitutional to me. Because how do you convict me of a crime and then you enhance it by times 10 or times 20? And now I'm left with what should have been 20 or 30 years. Now I'm left with 50 or 60 or 70 years. It's insane. And nobody's saying anything, And we was talking about the pen is mightier than the sword, how they just signing off. People getting killed every day in the streets, and they just signing off every day in the courtroom, sending people to jail for the rest of their lives, men and women, and children, for that matter. So does the crime fit the time? We have a call coming in.
The free call from an incarcerated individual at Springfield Correctional Center.
We got a call to call it in.
And monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2.
Be aware, any attempt to add a third party to any call from Illinois DOC will result in inmate disciplinary action, and the involved end user's phone number will be globally blocked from future calls from all Illinois DOC facilities.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Yo, what's up, big brother?
Hey, what's going on? We live, man. So
we live. That's a beautiful thing.
Introduce your full name, and we're gonna get right into it. Go ahead.
Man, Gilbert Earl Harris. I've been incarcerated for 19 and a half years, and I'm seeking my freedom. AKA Snoop D. Come on, let's get it.
19 and a half years, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all heard it. So, Brother Scoot D, we talking about the crime and the excessive time. And from your analysis on what's going on in the penal institution, how could you elaborate on that, my brother? Could you elaborate on it?
One more time. It's a little loud this way. I can't hardly hear you.
The crime
One more time.
and the excessive time we're talking about. That they're giving out to the brothers and sisters. They just slamming us, from the courtroom and sending us out.
My take on that is, it's lock them up for away the key syndrome. There is no rehabilitation. Once you give people 100% of the time, there is no incentive to rehabilitate themselves. So people just navigate to all the nonsense as opposed to trying to rehabilitate themselves because they feel they can't be redeemed. They get 100. You give them 100% of the time. You give them 35 years, they got to do 35 years straight.
Wow.
So there is nothing to strive for. So if there is a program, there is no good time for the program. There is no room. So it's just to lock them up, throw away the key syndrome. And a lot of these young brothers, they're not gravitating to anything that's coming their way because they feel like there is nothing to reach for.
Hold on. We got another caller. You know what that is.
Hello, this is a free call from
Yeah.
an incarcerated individual at This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse,
Be aware, any attempt to add a third party to any call from Illinois DOC will result in inmate disciplinary action, and the involved end user's phone number will be globally blocked from future calls from all Illinois DOC facilities.
thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, nephew?
What's going on?
What's happening? So we live here, and we're talking about the crime and extensive time. And so we were talking about that with your partner was just on School D, and he was elaborating on it. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the crime and extensive time, my brother?
Pardon me. Say it one more time.
The crime. Does the crime fit the time? Does the time fit the crime? That's what we're talking about.
Oh, so basically we're talking about the injustice on this portion of sentences they be giving out.
That's what we talking about. Go ahead, nephew.
So I just going to give you my mission statements and my initiative, and it basically sums it up. But I'll elaborate after that as well.
Go ahead.
I say, why hold our youth as a newly founded initiative, and our purpose is to shed light on the injustices being inflicted upon many individuals that are currently serving disproportionate sentences across the state of Illinois. Our goal is to reach as many eyes, ears, and any platform that's willing to aid us in changing the narrative, and most importantly, curing the social, racial, and economic wrongdoing that has engulfed us historically in our communities. Now, the big question is why. See, we can talk all day about the time don't match the crime. I got 77 years for armed robbery. Nobody got killed or nothing. I ain't even got a background.
Tell them that again. Say that again.
I got 77 years for armed robbery. Nobody died or nothing. And I beat out all the high charge offenses. They acquitted me of it. They basically said I didn't do this, but I did do this to the same person. But let me go a little further. So we can talk all day. We can talk 365 days straight with water so that we won't get cottonmouth about the problem. We know what the problem is. We living through the problem. What is the solution? This is what we asking. What is the solution? That's why I'm asking why. Why is they doing this? Because if somebody out here listening, if they was there in 1776 in Philadelphia making that Constitution with the people, I think I need to be hollering at them and not on the radio show. Because we don't got no Constitution. We didn't make nothing in 1776. We didn't sign off on nothing. We didn't make no Constitution. But they steady violating their own laws. It say in Article 1 of the United States Constitution and the Illinois Constitution that they supposed to restore us back to the community as useful citizens. They don't do that. It's just like last night, you know what I'm saying? We was elaborating on it. They did some things, Jay-Z and Will Smith executive produced something on Emmett Till, right? And why is we steady beating a dead horse? Which salute to him and his mother, and for her to stand up and make that stand back in those days. The same thing happened in the day. It's just like when you go in the courtroom, when you go in, all these black people out there, these Latino people, when you go in the courtroom, that is a hanging gallery. That's what they doing. They hanging y'all kids and y'all cousins and y'all people in front of y'all. When y'all look on the IDOC website to get somebody in, that is a lynching ground. Because we sit here every day without the proper remedies, without the proper support. We gonna die in prison for something that's unjust. We ain't asking for no favors. We asking for a fair shake in the courtroom. We not getting a fair shake in the courtroom.
Wow.
It's a hanging gallery. Just like, remember they used to put the pictures up of all the people getting hung in the Deep South, and they people be hanging all around the bodies. That's what's happening in the courtrooms.
Wow. So this before we even get to the penitentiary, they done hung in the courtroom.
No, it ain't even about the penitentiary. These people in the penitentiary just doing their jobs. They ain't nothing but employees. if you never make it, you got these zealous prosecutors, you got these judges that do what they want to do, and ain't nobody being held accountable for it because they obviously don't follow their own laws. I got 77 years for armed robbery. I'm standing here talking to you in prison. I'm supposed to be on the streets. I got 15 years in. What I'm still doing in prison?
Yeah, facts.
So prison reform is a ploy. What is prison reform? That's just like I left the law library today. They passed a bunch of new laws. None of them is applicable to nobody. Like they passed the law. The law say that the state's attorney, if they feel that your crime if your crime in the time that you serve, if they feel like it's done, they can put in a motion to get you resentenced. But ain't these the same people that gave us all this time? Do they think that these same people that bucked and lied and it did everything under the earth but kissed me in my mouth to get me all this time, they think they about to put in a motion to get me back?
Man, the system is corrupt. It's a corrupt system, you know. So we just talking about that, man. I just was elaborating on it. I've told them you guys would be calling. I'm so glad you called, nephew, because I want them to hear it firsthand. I don't want them to hear it from me. They hear from me enough. Now, if they hear from you guys will know. You got your mother. Hey, Wendy, I see you on. She participating. So yeah, man, it's like it's a sad situation when it comes to, especially the black and brown people. You know, they just lock us up and throw away the key. Nothing to be said about it. No second thoughts. As you stated about the rehabilitation, there is no rehabilitation. There's no counseling. There's no mentoring. There's nothing. So we come home even more broken than we went in.
Not to cut you off, but I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
We know the problem. What is the solution to these judges giving y'all kids, y'all nephews? What is the solution to them giving us all this time?
So
we know the problem.
So what we do is we have to first make a comprehensive decision on who we electing and getting them people in and out of there, because them judges are executing our children at an alarming rate. Them judges are the ones who gets the last laugh, and we're talking about we go to the extreme of we cussing out the state reps and the state's attorneys and all that, but it's actually the judges that sits on the bench.
Yeah. It's the judges too, because they're the ones that render the sentence. So okay, let's go deeper than that. If we living in a two-flat, before we can even get upstairs, we got to start in the basement. Let's start in the basement at our own people. Why our own people condemning us to this? Why is our own people condemning us to this? People, families don't be aiding them. Don't nobody do nothing. Why is our people condemning this? Let's leave these white people out of it for a minute. We got to address our own. Why is our own people condemning this? They're just like a person to say, oh, I'm not going to help her or him because, they was in the streets. But bitch, ain't y'all the same people that's all on the internet retweeting Black Lives Matter? So what Black Lives Matter? What it got a criteria?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a criteria, because it has to do with anytime the police shoots down a black or brown individual, then that's when Black Lives Matter. When Black Lives should matter.
Black Lives, not to cut you off, Black Lives Matter only matter when there's a camera around, or people can play on their phones, but people can't play on their phones and read the laws that can combat this stuff and actually help they communities out, because everybody doing this outcry, these kids out here doing this, they carjacking everybody. Don't y'all know y'all aiding them with the social disengaging with us, that y'all locked up the leaders that they listen to?
And another thing is, like Brother T.O. said, and he always said that, he said Black death is a hustle, and the Black Lives Matter movement is hustling off the black deaths of our young brothers and sisters.
Ain't no question, because it's a hustle too, because everybody get on these internets, they killed George Floyd, man, like I say all the time, man, that's a shame that brother got killed down by them people. But let me ask people a question this. If you think when they choked Eric Garner out, watch people watching it, when they shot that boy Philando Castile in that car, when that little girl and that baby was in the car, and they filming it, and then this white man put his knee on this man's neck and looked in the camera. If a person ever put pressure on the person, he was killing them. He's showing it. Look, you see it. So what do y'all think? Y'all think that was his first time doing that? What y'all think when the cameras ain't around? What do you do with a pen and a piece of paper?
Yeah.
How many police reports bogus that he done put murders on people that did all this? He just killed a man in front of millions of people. How many people you thought he killed in the office, in the cubicle, in the police station when wasn't nobody around with a pen?
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
So that's the big question. Do y'all think that was the first time he did that? But just because I sold a little cocaine out in front of your house to do whatever I need to do, I'm just Jeffrey Dahmer. Y'all don't want to aid me. I'm from y'all same community, but y'all run around tweeting Black Lives Matter and everything else, man. Y'all not aiding nobody, man. Y'all part of the problem, man. That's what it is, man. Chicago, man, y'all are part of the problem, man. Y'all helping these people enslave y'all kids, enslave y'all sons, enslave the fathers, enslave the leaders. Y'all the biggest problem. We gotta start in the basement because if Black Lives Matter, why it don't matter to us?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. And
you got a person talking about Black Lives Matter, then as soon as they go like, man, they gave that boy all this time, he shouldn't have been out there.
Yeah, they do say that.
But it needs to be heard. It's just crazy. It's just the narrative is just so old. And why, you know what I'm saying, people could go and purchase all these things and support Kim Fox and all these people doing stuff that ain't really helping the community. And why they ain't going to Walmart or Target up there by Simeon on 83rd buying no things and writing on boards saying or marching around saying why y'all killing our people. That's why I got the synonym, man. The acronym, why hold our youth? Because they put us in here and then y'all take all our 20s, y'all take all our 30s, and then y'all come when we 48 years old and say, yeah, y'all didn't actually do this, and then you let me out of jail. Because they scared of black people youth. Because I could be the next hottest rapper. Another person could be the next hottest ball player. And they don't want us with that type of money, man. They don't want us in that type of tax bracket, so they kill us. And our people don't understand it. Well, they do understand it. They just don't want to do nothing. But we got to ask our people, we got to ask ourselves the question first. Why? Why is this unfolding? Why people saying this and why people saying that? What are we going to do? We know the problem.
Okay. We got a few viewers, Katie Lowe, that's saying they can't see it on live, so we need to get that fixed immediately. But yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like, you know, we are programmed to hate each other, you know, and that goes back from Malcolm to Martin. You know, we don't stand up for what's right. We actually advocate what's wrong. You know, like you'll come on and you'll scream. Like one incident that really ticked me off, nephew. It really ticked me off. Young ladies getting raped in Philadelphia on the train, and people recorded it versus do something about it. You feel me? They recorded it, but didn't do nothing about it. Talking about, like you just said, it's a shame. It's a shame. That's all they said.
That was another thing that we was just talking about recently, how all these shorties out there doing all this thing, but you know what I'm saying? It is real science, and people go look it up. A person that did 10 years or 10 years plus, the recidivism rate don't apply to them because when they come home, they do things different. Now you got a guy, they talking about this guy was locked up for a domestic battery. Now everybody know that people been gone over 15 years. We don't even agree with putting our hand on women but doing things of that nature. That ain't even how we move.
Right.
Now, damn. They said, now this dude, they done gave this dude a bond for hitting a chick. Now this dude that went out and shot somebody, now they talking about, oh, they need the sentencing laws harder and they need them to do this. And all this is applying to us. But they out there, oh, we need to make the laws harder. It's our own people saying this. So y'all go condemn us and fighting for our lives already. We don't indulge in that. Ain't we the same people that was telling people when they was throwing shit bags in front of your house, hey man, pick that up from in front of that lady house. Ain't we the same people that don't cuss in front of these ladies back in the day and all that? Yeah, we did what we did, but we come from a different place. We respectful.
Yeah, we come from different cloth.
It's a manner in the way that we do things. Now they putting us onto a stitching cord with these shorties, and now it's everything that they do. It's reflecting on us.
Yeah, but that's also what they did too. The government took the power from the parents and the teachers and everybody, and basically gave it to them and said, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, knowing that our shorty is not programmed and educated enough to do the right thing for the right reason. And then they'll let that say, see, this is what we're talking about. But in actuality, it, like they say, the program is designed for us to fail. So that's what they're doing right now. And that's why it's looking the way it's looking. And it seems as though we're not doing the right thing, but that's not true. It's that the powers that be have taken the powers out of our hands, knowing damn well that if anything happens, that them kids already didn't know what they need. They already didn't know what they were doing, and so they'll look at it and say, "See what we saying?" But no, that ain't what you're saying. It's what you want to happen. So,
well, see, it's like this though too. Not to cut you off, it's like we got to cut that narrative too. What is the powers that be? We are the powers that be. It's power in the people. So if we come together and get to boycotting different things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, and doing different things where we showing some solidarity, we got the power.
but they don't. We don't.
Vote them in.
But we don't do that.
In the office if it ain't for us.
But that's the thing. We don't stick to that narrative. They think that's an old folk narrative that happened back. We ain't back with King and Malcolm. No, you ain't, but you should be, because if you want to see some justice, you will be doing that. But unfortunately, they're not doing that because they're too busy on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all that.
You gotta understand that too. You know, people, monkey see, monkey do. That's what the older people doing that as well.
You know,
it's both of them. That's why I say we got to start in the basement. We just can't be pointing no fingers. If Black Lives Matter, all right, everybody lives matter. So let's sit at the table and put it all out on the table because we family, right? So we gonna put it all out on the table. They do the same thing too. So it's the elders and the youth.
Yeah, but at the same time,
they're just like this. Check this move. You got all these people out here, rappers, basketball players, people from Chicago. Now you telling me, and all the crime that been in Chicago through the history of Chicago, there ain't nobody that's doing all this stuff or being successful like this. They ain't got nobody locked up in their family, and don't nobody see how they killing us in these courtrooms. Don't nobody step up and do nothing, but they get on Instagram and tweet a cat laughing.
Yeah, and not only that, you know, they put all their money up. They put their money up, but they ain't putting their money where their mouth is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So they this dude got 10 million followers. He'll show a cat falling off the couch, but his auntie's son in Stateville with 100 years because the dirty police got down on the same police that probably put a pack on him before. He ain't saying nothing about that though, huh?
Right, and that's another thing, you know, and like all of our black leaders and black entrepreneurs, they're not even trying to come to. They just now granted the concept of socially engaging in what's going on because of the George Floyd, the Quan McDonald's, and the Tamir Rices and the Eric Gardners. But way before that, this was happening, and it seems as if it was the standard quote because nobody was saying that, wasn't nobody sticking up. Even with the school system, everybody know that's the game. Now these children are out of school. First of all, that's not entertaining enough for them to stay. They keep their mindset in school, and then you go a step further and just say, well, just stay at home, we'll do remote learning. So the system is prevailed for us to fail at all costs and at all turns. And if we're not sharp and keep as sharp as the serpent, as the Bible talks about, then we're all going to lose, because guess what? Every one of us is still better than any one of us. And we have to understand and recognize that, and we have to get back. Because if we don't get back, bro, then it's a losing cause. And then brothers like yourself that's incarcerated, fighting on their way out to get out, and is unjustly being held back, and more years and time added to you guys, and everybody seems to think it's okay. And that's why we got the concept that we're developing called From the Inside, because we want to hear what you guys have to say on the inside so that we on the outside can act on it.
That's the whole point of my initiative, asking the question why, so I can spark somebody's intellect to ask why and do the proper investigation to see what we saying. All these dirty police officers, all this disproportionate sentences they giving out and things of that nature, ain't nobody asking why. You know what I'm saying? It's just people just living in these jails. I'm telling you, man, it ain't nothing but a rope and a thing. If don't nobody step up and help nobody, people are really going to look in these mirrors for cases that they probably didn't commit. You know how many people I know for sure that didn't commit their case, got 80, 90 years, and can't do nothing about it? Because in Cook County, it don't matter about no lawyers and no money no more. If you don't get a rallying cry behind it, it ain't about to be. It ain't nothing to go after.
And then how long does the rallying cry last? Because we do that all the time as well. We'll protest and make up a ruckus, but for how long? Until they infiltrate you and they give somebody a few dollars here, a few dollars there, turn their head that way, and then now it's the same old thing.
No, I mean, I understand that too, but it ain't never been no rallying cry for nobody in prison because people act like they don't care. Ain't been one. We ain't saw no people do nothing for nobody in these prisons, man. Since they passed that 1994 crime bill, all the people from our community, they went out and voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And if they look up their record, Kamala Harris convicted more black people when she was a prosecutor than anybody, and everybody standing on top of these sofas in their living room. Oh, that's a sister. That's a sister that killed brothers. That's what she is.
Okay.
That's exactly what she is. And Joe Biden signed that crime bill and made a statement that said that people in Chicago, we was animals. The juveniles was animals, and they need to give us life. Now we got 85% and 100% because he pushed it through the Bill Clinton.
We love you, brother. As y'all just heard that was my nephew, Kevin Gray. He was calling from Pinckneyville, and that's two of the brothers. You heard Gilbert, and so we have that. So Lori Williams said there aren't any more black leaders. It's each man for themselves. Unfortunately, the majority of black people of means are looking out for themselves and don't really care to help the community at large. Well, I'm with you on that. But BST, we do what we can do. We try to help everybody at all causes. We got our hands in so much stuff, but we just don't have enough support. We don't have enough people backing us. And so we are limited to what we can do as well. So I'm with you with that, Lori. I roll with you on that. But as you just heard from the penitentiary itself, that our people need to get involved and need to do more. We got another call. Uh-oh. He called it back, y'all. He fired up.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1.
As you see, we accept calls. We do everything trying to engage and help our brothers and sisters become productive members of society.
From future calls from all Illinois DOC facilities.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Go ahead, my brother. They listening.
Yeah, but see, you know what I'm saying? People don't even know that because that's the thing. I never knew myself. So let me stand on a pedestal and shine a light on my ignorance. I didn't know until they took my life how real it was. Until the people gave me 77 years in that courtroom, I just thought it was a cliche when they said man is a terrible thing to waste. But these people on the streets ain't going through half of the things that we going through, and they wasting their mind. Do y'all know that who y'all voting for?
Well, they don't. We really don't. And we do the color thing, and we say we're not prejudiced, but in reality, we just as prejudiced as they are.
Yeah, and everybody went out and voted for these people. Ain't nobody made a rallying cry for nobody in jail because they supporting the people that's in prison than us. They're just like J.B. Pritzker. Everybody telling her, oh, J.B. Pritzker came to the neighborhood. He did this and he did that. And he doing this and he gonna do this. Man, J.B. Pritzker passing bills that don't apply to nobody in prison. People around here so mad. He talking about he was going to holler at people, mothers and different organizations and all that. Man, he just passed a bill that don't apply to nobody. It don't even exist. Like, it really don't apply to nobody. Talking about some, if you got 15 years in for a non-homicide, a non-sexual offense, you know what I'm saying, that you could put in for re-sentences. What person in Cook County been in jail 15 years if it wasn't an attempted murder, a thing of that nature?
Right. Sister Lori.
This ain't the feds. Ain't nobody serving no 15 years straight for no drug case. I'm probably one of the only people in the classroom, and that's because I beat my attempted murders.
Sister Lori said we need to change the culture of violence that these young rappers are advocating. What do you agree with that?
I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, we need to change the culture of that, but in the same token, some people be painting a picture of where they come from, and they just don't know how to project it, you know what I'm saying? And they be projecting it in the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? I rap, I make music, so you know what I'm saying? I be telling my story.
Right.
And where I came from, how it got me to this point, standing on my mental, you know what I'm saying? It got me to a point where I'm thinking like this for everything that I've been through. My lessons was my blessings. Because if I never got my head busted, I wouldn't want to think now. Like I just told you, I thought it was a game until they gave me that time. Now I know for sure. It's a fact that I know. That man is a terrible thing to waste. I won't let mine go to waste.
Right. And so what we're talking about now is they saying is you have a message in your music, and most of their messages is promoting more violence than it is giving the young brothers and sisters knowledge. Like it's okay for you to drink lean and have extendo and Draco and pop mollies and disrespect the sisters. And so this is what they're saying that these young rappers are portraying. And I'm with them on that. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Although I know they're telling their story, but it's also, like you said, it's a way to tell your story on the, okay, we went through the negative. Like you said, what's the solution? So, okay.
Right, what's the solution to it? See, the solution to all that is ain't nobody out there to bridge the gap with these dudes. Because you just can't tell no person, take the lean out your hand, and then you hand them something. You got to put something in their hand. You got to put something on their mind. First and foremost, like this, business people relate to other business people.
Right.
Teachers relate to teachers. You know what I'm saying? Galvanators, people that galvanize, relate to other people that be galvanized. And you got to get some people that's just like them, like people like me, other people that's just like them, and then kick some knowledge to them. Because ain't nobody trying to hear something from people that's not like them. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? This is like going through kindergarten to first grade, and then you learn it, you know what I'm saying? So you got to learn from an 8th grader.
Right.
Because now we done graduated from the same games that they was playing. Like I say all the time, we ain't no angels, but we just grew up from the nonsense. Now we can give them game, but we can't give them game because we got a million years. Because they say it's a department of corrections. Now we correcting ourselves. So how do we prove to these people that we corrected ourselves?
Okay, we got to hold on. We got another caller. Hold on.
Hello, this is a free call from
Radio.
an incarcerated individual at Correctional Center. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. If you would like to
Be aware, any attempt to add a third party to any call from Illinois DOC will result in inmate disciplinary action, and the involved end user's phone number will be globally blocked from future calls from all Illinois DOC facilities.
Thank you for using
Hey, Tony.
Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Call the hey, what's up, nephew?
Yo.
Leave your call in. Call this a number at the bottom of it. You can call in, Tony. Go ahead, nephew.
Okay. Let me allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Gilbert Earl Harris.
Go ahead.
I've been incarcerated for 19 and a half years for a crime that I did commit, and I'm here to join the podcast, man. This is my first time on my site, man. I want to see what's going on.
Go ahead, man. We talking about KI just lit it up. Your boy just lit it up. So you got to come on with the come on. He just lit it up. You know, you already know your partner. He's in on it. He got the juice, baby. So give us something. So he said getting in at the bottom. He said getting in at the bottom. He said before we can talk about other people, we got to talk about our own, how we're not advocating and we're not helping our own people. So what is your analysis on that? And this is live from Stateville.
Yeah, of course we got to clean up our own house before we get to talking about cleaning up anybody else's house. And I believe in community. I believe in helping and loving one another. That's what's wrong, and that's why the city of Chicago is running rampant with violence. Ain't no more love. Ain't no love being shown out there.
And he also said we have to bridge. He said we also have to bridge the gap. So we have to start bridging the gap with the youth and the elderly and the people in the streets and people ain't in the streets. What do you think about that?
I think that's true. That's true. I don't believe in big eyes and little U's. I believe in community, but I do believe that we all have our place. Like the grandmother have a place, the child have a place, and we all have our place to work to build this community. Okay,
to tune in, call 312-662-2038. Again, 312-662-2038. Go ahead, my brother.
Man, I believe the question that you had posed to me before when you were saying if they're getting away with excessive time in the penal system. Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I believe they locking people up and throwing away the key. They're not giving nobody nothing to try for. So a lot of these brothers and a lot of these sisters, they sit in these cells and they feel like they don't want to go to school because if they got 60 years at 100%, then what's school gonna do for them? So they being defeated. So you got to show them something, give them something to strive for. The reentry program will be perfect for that.
Right. So, and he was also talking about how they killing us in the courtroom. No, it's 662-2038. Katie Lowe.
Yeah, they killing us in the courtroom. They killing us in the courtroom because soon we step foot, they already we don't have no say. Our evidence is not their evidence. They believe in these corrupt officers out there. They taking their word for face value for what it is, and they condemning us before we even go to trial.
Right, and so
the stigma stuff is the stigma stuff in us.
And so Kevin was saying,
if you a brother or a sister from the ghetto, then they already wrote you off.
That's what Kevin was saying. He was saying that they throwing away, they killing us in the courtroom before we even get to the penitentiary.
Yeah, they are.
And they not gathering around and doing a rally cry about the brothers and sisters that's incarcerated, but we're doing a rally and cry when we say Black Lives, like when the police kill a young black man or black lady, we get behind that, but we not get behind the injustice that's going on in the penitentiary and behind inside the walls, So that's what we're talking about now. And he was just popping some heat, man. So you got to come on with it. Give us something, man.
Man, lady justice, man. It's like this. I'm sitting here. I'm taking the questions, man. I can go for days and just go on.
Go ahead. That's what it's for. The show is for y'all. Go ahead.
Lady justice, man. She stand up there, man, and if you raise her skirt up, man, she dirty and she filthy, man.
Woo!
The justice system that we all call the system is doing us wrong, especially black and brown people.
Yeah, he said he also.
Them are the actual facts. Now people can dress it up and sugarcoat it how they want to look at it and see it this way and politics and all this and all that. But the whole thing is they destroying us from the inside out, and we need to build community back up. And we're trying to build them back up in these prison systems so that it can replicate back out there to society. And there's a lot of these brothers and sisters ain't gonna never see the streets again, but we can deliver that powerful message back to our kids and our nieces and our nephews and so forth and so on. So that's what we're trying to do, man. But it's gonna take a whole community to do that. It can't be no one brother or no two people. We got to get in this together because all our hands dirty on some type of level.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's gonna take us all to fix it.
Yeah, again, every one of us is still better than any one of us. And so he was talking about how the initiative, why won't you get involved? Like he was saying, everybody in the black and brown community, whether you're rich or poor, you have someone incarcerated in your family. So why not get involved and help to bring some solutions instead of adding more to the problem?
But see, the thing of it is, and by no means, and I'm justifying the acts that's going on in the city of Chicago. Chicago is running rapid with violence.
Go ahead.
By no way as I'm condemning that or condoning that. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, it's scared of public. So when the public sees somebody commit an act like this, and the elders say, well, this good boy needs to be locked up. Yeah, he do need to be locked up. But do he need to be thrown away? That's the whole thing.
Okay, hold that thought. Go ahead.
My life got to, I've been locked up for 19 and a half years. And I'm telling my story because I want freedom, but I'm also telling my story because I don't want no other brother or sister have to repeat what happened to me, happen to them. I was kidnapped, man. I was mistaken identity. They put this case on me, and I was gone for 19 and a half years, and I'm fighting. But everything I got is get it back. But what happened to me happened to anybody else. That's why I'm trying to educate. But a lot of times people don't want to see that. They seeing the violence, so they looking for a remedy. But
okay.
The remedy is not.
Go ahead. I hear you.
The remedy is not to just throw these people away, because at the end of the day, they're human beings as well. I think it's more to it than what's going on, man. We suffer so much trauma and so much drama, man, that it seems underneath the surface that's going on that a lot of people choose not to want to address. So it's easier for them to say, yeah, get that brother 100 years. It's easy for them to say, yeah, that sister ain't nothing because she got 8 kids at 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to write a people off. But these are our brothers and these are our sisters, whether you're from the black community or from the brown community. It doesn't matter.
So what must we do? What must we do on the outside to get more involved to help levitate that?
We have to educate ourselves. We have to educate ourselves.
Y'all both saying
the
same thing.
We can't take what the naysayers say. We have to get in there and find out what's really going on. A lot of these brothers and sisters raised in single family homes, and a lot of them is their fathers not there, because a lot of them sit in places like this. Been railroaded or been given 100 years at 100%. They ain't never coming home.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So we have to educate ourselves, man, and people can't be standoffish, because like I say, just like it happened to me, it can happen to somebody else.
And it has.
Happen to their child, they want to be all hands in.
And that's the thing. That's it right there. We don't get involved. Okay, I hear you, Wendy. We don't get involved until it happens to us. Like when we saying stop the violence, and ain't nothing happening around here, so long as it don't happen over here, it's all right. But then when it happens over there, now you want me to take a proactive approach. Hold on, here go Kevin. Hold your thought.
Hello, this is a free call from
KI.
Y'all heating it up. They heating it up today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going back and forth.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse.
I'm going from Picnicville to Stateville. Back to Picnicville. It's going down today, ladies and gentlemen. I love it.
Phone number will be globally blocked from future calls from all Illinois DOC facilities.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Go ahead, nephew. That was KI. That was School D from Stateville, and now you have KI, who y'all was on fire for in the beginning. He's back. Go ahead, nephew.
Oh yeah. I'm about to let Marcelli go on and talk. You know, he got a national ball with me. You know, he came up with this initiative with me, so I'm gonna go on and let him say something right though.
All right, because they own you. They love what you're saying. Nephew. Hello?
How you doing today?
I'm fine. Introduce yourself. You live on a conversation with Brother Raymond.
Okay. Well, my name is
Speak up.
Theo. My name is Theo. I'm a cellmate KI, man, and we what we trying to do is just bring awareness to not just the criminal justice system, but specifically how it's ran in the state of Illinois. And anybody that's been paying attention lately would know that a lot of these laws that they've been passing, they aren't necessarily laws that you can say that really applies to anybody. It's more, they have more decorative value than anything. It's pretty much just to decorate the real issues that's going on. But and I believe my Philly man, he touched on basically how they killing us in the courtroom. You know, I don't even call them trials no more. I call them funerals.
Oh, what you say? Say that again.
I don't even call them trials no more. I call them funerals.
Wow.
And like I said, the last time that I was on here, you know, history teaches us about your Ted Bundys and your Jeffrey Dahmers and all of that, but they don't tell you about the judges and serial killers.
Ooh, watch out, man.
And they putting us down, and I'm not one to say that every conviction is a wrongful conviction, because it's not. You know, you got a lot of knuckleheads running around doing stuff, killing kids, beating up old people, killing old people, just doing a bunch of foolishness, right?
Right,
So
right.
Not every conviction is a wrongful conviction, but a lot of them are, and the ones that are wrongful are generally the ones that are overlooked. And then once we start to get a little traction and start to get people to listen to us, they start throwing out these empty laws that they've been passing lately that don't apply to nobody, just to have something to combat us with, to say, well, we're doing something, but really you're not doing nothing, because the little laws that they are passing don't really apply to nobody, you know.
Okay.
But I mean is, for instance, they just passed one recently where it would make incarcerated individual eligible to go see the board to request relief after serving at least 10 years of his sentence. But the case it has to be like a non-homicide case. Me personally, I don't know nobody that got at least 10 years in with a non-homicide case.
None of us do.
Don't, you know?
None of us do.
It's not the state. I mean, it's not the federal joint. It's the state joint.
Right,
and,
right.
And these penitentiaries, you know, like State Villa Menard, those they're really cemeteries, man. Because
we just had one call from Stateville. Just had a brother call from Stateville.
Right. And like I did the majority of my time in State Villa Menard, and you know, and so many guys walking around with so much time, right? And so when they say that we buried alive, it's actually true, you know, because the cells are the coffins and the time is the dirt. That's how we buried alive.
Wow.
That's exactly how we buried alive. The cell is the casket and the time is the dirt. And we trying to dig our way out, as opposed to somebody helping to dig us out. We trying to dig our way out from within, man. And the problem is exposure, man, because a lot of the stuff that they doing is overlooked, man. Like my Sally, 77 years for a robbery.
Right.
If that isn't wrong, for what is, though? Like, seriously, with no background.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's almost criminal.
It is.
Like,
sinister.
Like that in itself, handing down that sentence in itself, in my opinion, is a borderline criminal act. Because there's nothing to substantiate that type of sentence for that type of crime for somebody that has no background.
Exactly. I'm with you on that. And not only that, it's just like you talking about Pritzker. We have brothers who have their clemencies, like Terrence Sparks. He has his clemency on his desk, waiting for him to sign off on it. And the reality of it is, 9 times out of 10, it might don't happen.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
right. 77 years for a robbery with no background.
77 years for a robbery with no background.
Kevin Gray story. We're coming at y'all soon, so stay tuned. But go ahead, my brother.
That is a borderline criminal act, because there's nothing that substantiates it. I mean, I'm all for these people doing their jobs, but that type of act, that's abusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we got this COVID situation going around, right? Now, in Stateville, you have multiple people die. I'm talking about inmates.
Yes.
Like almost 20 people died. Down here, I personally know of at least 4 or 5 that died. And now that they got this new variant going around, this is what they're doing. They test the unvaccinated staff members. They test them once a week. They don't even test the ones that's vaccinated, but knowing that you can still catch it even if you're vaccinated. But they test them once a week. So they can still come in and pass it around. Now it's been revealed today that 13 of them are infected with it, and more than likely they gonna put us back in quarantine for that. But we just at the mercy, man, of a lot of craziness, man, and it all starts in those courtrooms, man. Because a lot of these wrongful convictions, I specifically say wrongful because not all of them are wrongful. A lot of them are wrongful, or they arrive at these conclusions in such an erroneous fashion, you know. Because you see here, I'm from down this way.
Okay.
I'm from a small town called Sandusky, Illinois.
Okay.
It's the population maybe like 1,200 people. It's close to Tam, it's close to Cairo. In fact, we more close to Paducah, Kentucky than anything, right?
Okay.
And I'm a historian, like I'm a history type of person. I love to study history, right? And just being raised down here, like and coming to jail and sitting down and learning and studying history. Just to be honest, the only thing different from 2022 and 1952 is they don't got the white and color signs up no more, but the tension is still the same, you know.
Right.
It's exactly the same, man. It's a racist society, and that's just how it is. I mean, you put us in the penitentiary, like Piggyville, where the majority of the staff members are white. I'm just gonna be honest with you, right? And a lot of them are raised to hate us anyway. So if you put them in some type of imaginary position of authority over us, well, how do you think it's gonna go? The law library lines are late. The day room time is late. Everything is just because, first of all, they don't even view us as human beings. And once again, that started in the courtroom. We get in there, they treat us like animals, and like I said, they really not trials, they funerals. My transcripts it's really not transcript, it's an obituary because they killed me. And I'm really just being honest with you, right? And I think it's the honesty.
You have 1 minute left.
That's going to expose a lot of the injustices here, right?
Yes.
And even though that Marcelli got that 77, even though that's his case, we not rappies on that case. He got that 77 years for that robbery. It still affects me. Martin Luther King said it best. What affects one directly affects us all indirectly.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yes.
Maybe that's the golden rule.
Yes.
But I just appreciate you, man, for letting me speak. You know, hopefully, man, that we can get some type of change. And the reality is not all of us going to make it out. I just hope I'm among the chosen few that are, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I pray that all you guys can come out and share y'all testimony and help change the shape and the culture of society.
Yes, sir. All right, this phone about to hang up. I'm going to tell them to reach back at you as soon as they get a chance.
All right, we appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
For using Securus. Goodbye. The caller has hung up. Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Wendy Thomas said they treated like animals. And so, as you guys just heard firsthand, this is how we dealing with these situations, right? I have my brothers and sisters calling in to give y'all firsthand on what's going on the inside, so that you guys will have a notion of what we need to be doing on the outside. And you need to participate, you know, because Kevin was absolutely right. Every one of us has somebody that's incarcerated or have been addicted. So, man, we need to get involved. We can't be sitting on the sideline. And shout out to Tony Scale from V103. We seen you trying to get in. I thought that you was going to call, but you didn't call. And Wendy said they starving these men because the commissary is irregular. You know, the food is not proper. And then they live in deplorable conditions. Come on, y'all. We just asking that y'all get involved. Please get involved. We need to put an end to this situation that's going on in the inside of these penitentiaries. And we need to come up with some more solutions, as Brother Kevin was saying. And again, I'm shooting it out there because one of our brothers has his clemency on J.P. Prisker's desk. We're challenging you, J.P. Prisker, the governor of Illinois. Wendy said that, yes, the new form of slavery, to look at Terrence Sparks' clemency and pardon that man. We challenging you, J.B. Prisker, our governor of Illinois, to look at the clemency that's on your desk, and Terrence Sparks is one of them. And if you need any more clarification, His clemency number is 36431. Again, 364-364-31. We need you to look at that case and free our brother. And we also need you to look at Kevin Gray's case and get him pardoned as well. And all the other unwrongfully incarcerated brothers and sisters, look at those cases. Let's start there. Like Kevin was saying, start somewhere. They can start right there. Let's start right there. It goes School D, y'all, from Stateville. He's back. It's going down, y'all.
Subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse,
Be aware, any attempt to add a third
So
party to any call from
so we
Illinois
need
DOC
you
will
guys
result in inmate disciplinary action
to
and
start
involved end users' phone
getting
numbers
involved.
will be blocked from future calls from
Man,
all
this is a
Illinois
hot
DOC
topic.
facilities.
thank you.
And as you can
To
see,
hear us, you
they
may start
calling
the
in left and
conversation now.
right. You got from
Yes, indeed. I'm back down.
KD,
I'm back down like
you got School D. So go ahead, School D. Give it a little finishing, because we got to wrap it up in a minute. But go ahead.
Okay, I only got 5 minutes left right before I got to pass this phone anyway.
Go ahead.
I just want to let y'all know, man, it ain't nothing but love. Chicago need to be grounded by love from the old Harold Washington spirit, man, that we help one another, man, in our community, man. Whether we black or brown, man, it doesn't matter, man. We gotta stop hating each other, man, and start learning how to love each other all over again, man. So I'll be back next week, man, with more material, man, to share with y'all. And I'm open for all questions, suggestions, and comments, man. I'm here, man, and I love this. This was the first time I love this here. I appreciate you too, big brother. You hear me?
Oh, no doubt. You know, this is what I do, baby. I love y'all
Yes, sir.
unconditionally,
Yes,
you
sir.
know.
Yes, sir.
And even when we ain't on live, we always on the phone.
We
So,
always on live. We always
you know,
on live.
and we doing it. We doing our
I'll
thing.
be ready next week, man.
Oh, I just wanted to get your feet wet and show you what we doing.
Yes, sir.
We out here
Yes, sir.
promoting.
Yes, sir.
And your boy KI,
Yes, sir.
you know your boy KI off the chain already. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and so
Yes, sir.
we bring awareness to it now. Tell them how long you been gone. How long you been gone?
I've been gone 19 and a half years, man.
Woo!
And I'm seeking justice, man. I'm seeking, man, for something that I didn't do, man. Mistaken identity, man. The detectives at Area 4 railroaded me, man. Having Jersey, man.
Wow.
Detectives, they railroaded me, man. And the judge and the state's attorney went along with the game. That's what I'm saying. We got to educate ourselves. We can't take what the media tell us. We can't take what the state's attorney say. We can't believe half of the things the police say. We see what's going on out there. We got to educate ourselves. We got to open our eyes and stop seeing what we want to see and see the whole picture, not see the half of it. I love y'all, man. Y'all stay safe out there.
We love you too, man.
Rapid, man. Y'all protect yourself. Keep the masks on, man. Nothing but love, man. Brothers in the Stateville ain't sending nothing but they love. You hear me?
Love, we love y'all back.
Love, bro.
Thank you, appreciate you. Now you take
The caller
that.
has hung up.
One brother been gone, mistaken identity for 19 and a half years. Another brother got extensive time for 77 years for an armed robbery. And you tell me, where's the justice? Where's the justice? There is no justice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I hate to go, but I gotta go. I gotta leave right now. The conversation with Brother Raymond is coming to an end. But before I go, I gotta give my sponsor one more shout out. Everything Smoked. Everything Smoked and more. Fingers smoking good. Smokin Joe and Amitra in the Houston area. You can call them at 713-213-6100, or you can go to their email, everythangsmoked@gmail.com. Until next week, you have been in tune with a conversation to Brother Raymond. Shout out to the Queen, Nicole Turner. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it, as I love all of you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Peace. Take us home, Katie Lowe. It didn't do right. Yeah.
I'm just getting in.
Oh yeah.
Dang. What you working on it?
Yeah, we fixing it now. We finna send it. Yeah.
Don't take care of your business. Call me back.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, Kalo. I mean, hello.
You have Wendy Thomas, who is here. She's not showing a video. She's only showing a voice.
Okay.
But she is in the studio, so I'm going to. She should be on the screen with you. Okay.
I don't see her.
Brother Raymond.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on, Wendy?
Listen. I am a mother of an incarcerated man. And the stuff that they're doing to these guys is ridiculous. And the guy that was talking is absolutely right. And it really hit home to me. It's a funeral. It's not a trial, or they're not going to court. They're going to funerals.
Right.
That's what that is. And as being a mother, you know, it takes you through the ringer. It really takes you through the ringer. Is that them calling you back again?
Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, it takes you through the ringer. And I've been fighting for my son for 15 years. And
Right.
It's almost has taken me down.
Okay.
So I know it's a lot of mothers up against the same thing that I am.
Right. Oh, this is your mama talking. Go ahead.
So let him talk because he's on the time frame.
Yeah.
So let him talk and I'll bow out.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
What, the show's still on?
I guess it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, let him talk.
All right, go ahead, Kevo.
No, I mean, I thought you were gonna ask me a question. I mean, I'm not told. But you know, I gotta give blessings and let everybody else hear other people's side. I can't stand on no soapbox. It ain't about me. It's about us.
No,
She
was talking about how your celly had hit home when he said it was a funeral, you know, and it touched her, and she called in, and she was talking about it, and so I don't know. This is the first time we did this like this. So, Katie Lois, we still live? Huh? I can't hear you.
You talking to me or somebody else?
I'm talking to the.
You are still live.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead then.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got a letter in the mail too. They approved you to come visit me, so I'm gonna holler at you about that. But
all right. Amen. So go ahead, drop something because we still live. Go ahead, don't stop now.
No, I ain't got no pause button on me. But pardon me. Say what they called in and ask on me one more time so I can
No, what happened was your celly, when he was talking, he was saying that it's a funeral and it touched your mom, and your mom called in and she was talking about how it's slavery and how they treating y'all and how she's been going through this for the last 15 years.
Oh yeah, it is slavery. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, slavery. That's exactly what it is. That's why I was saying, you know what I'm saying, there was a simile when I was saying that Will Smith and Jay-Z had that thing on MTV. They were showing pictures, and then they went into the documentary, and they was all talking about how they used to lynch people out in public and things of that nature. And that's what they do. That's what trial is. If you go to the IDOC website, that's a lynching site. Where you're seeing young black people or elderly black people or whatever of that nature, they hung and they sentence. And I'm not saying about everybody, but it's just like me saying the whole world is obese. It's not true. But it's people that's on them IDOC websites. It's people around here that actually didn't do their cases. It's people around here where actually I beat my case in the courtroom. They found me not guilty and guilty of the same thing. I actually You can look it up. My arresting officer went to the Fed joint for corruption.
Right.
Somebody else actually proved that he falsified the police report. But you know, they all our own people though. They put us in a bedroom with the rest of the rotten fruit because I guess we supposed to be street people and things of that nature. Like I say all the time, I'm not standing here saying that we know angels or nothing of that, because may the first person with no sin cast that first rock.
Cast first stone. That's right. He without sin cast the first stone. So we ain't with that. We know that. And so
what I'm saying is we didn't do this lick here.
Right.
We're not getting a fair shake in these courtrooms. They breaking their own laws. They laws say one thing and they going against it. I got black and white everywhere, which I know a lot of other people do that I done help with their cases and I done research their cases, you know what I'm saying, to try to come up with something with them. And this president that's saying that we supposed to be out of prison, or we supposed to be resentenced, or we supposed to be this, and we supposed to be that, but it's not no support. We have no support from nobody. We got no support. So, you know, they throw us away with all these rapists in here and these dudes that have killed kids and all the people that did foul stuff. Like I said again, that'll be like we said, everybody in the world obese. It wouldn't be true. You know what I'm saying? It's people actually in these prisons, in these Desmo cribs, that's locked up bogus with dirty police officers. They not following the law. Prosecutors making inflammatory remarks in courtrooms, ineffective assistant counsel, things of that nature that automatically get you another shot at life. Like I was just on the stairs talking to a young guy, and he was talking about the recidivism rate. And if you look it up, people that got 10 years and over here, when y'all let them on the streets, we be successful people because we actually learned our lesson and we grew mentally.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? They giving the shakes to all the people like you could beat a woman up 17 times and go back to the streets.
Yeah, they've been doing that. They cracked down a little bit, but for the most part, even with guns, you get caught with a gun and get out on house arrest 4 or 5 times. You can do it. You get caught 3-4 times in a row and get right back out.
Yeah, but then they put us in them courtrooms. I got an armed robbery. Ain't nobody even died. They gave me 77 years. I ain't even got no background. I got one case in my background. They give me 77 years.
Yeah.
You would have thought I was on the case with the Unabomber.
It's not funny, but
Yeah.
the way you say it. Yeah, man. It's sad, man. So we're going to keep this movement, man, because a lot of people has been tuning in, and me and Katie Lowe, we'll talk about it after the show. But yeah, man, we're going to keep this movement going, man. And because we only got like 3 or 4 minutes left. And we appreciate, you know, the response we're getting. We appreciate those of you who have calling in, you know, Nephew, you, School D, your Sally, and we hope to get more people. And like I was telling them that one of our young brothers is named Terrence Sparks. He got his clemency on Governor Pritzker's desk. And he like, man, we need somebody to talk to him to look at my clemency so I can get home. Because everybody's playing for the gate, but if they playing, you know, the clemency. It's a clemency. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my community sentence coming up, but if don't nobody do nothing, they not gonna do nothing. We gotta pull the wool from in front of them.
Yeah, because the why, and you know what I think, nephew, the why initiative, that'll be a great start for that, and we can put that concept out there more, and we can stay in tune with that because we definitely need it. And man, we got to get these eyes and ears open.
Yeah, not to cut you off. If we know we die in prison, so
yeah, and we dying out here as well because we're not doing our job. So
they dying. Yeah, that's the Walking Dead out there. Yeah, because if you're not helping the solution, you're the problem.
Exactly. So you know, exactly. So we down on both ends. So I'm living. That's why I'm doing everything I can do in order to help bring awareness to these problems and bring some solutions as well. So I really appreciate you guys coming on, man. I appreciate you guys staying steadfast, never giving up, praying, knowing that God of our understanding will deliver us no matter what and no matter how it outcomes look. He will provide and he will deliver us, man. I only got like a couple of minutes this time for real. Because I thought we was off for real. But God is good, and man, this has been an awesome show. Conversation with Brother Raymond. I'm loving it. I love the energy we're getting, man. And I'm just hoping and praying that on the flip side of things, we get more people involved. Tony Scale, shout out to you from V103. We hope to hear from you next week. We hope that everybody joins in. Tune in every Friday for a conversation with Brother Raymond at 5 o'clock. We want to hear from you. We want you to get involved. We want you to help to be the solution to the problems that's going on in our society. And Kevin, you got any last remarks before we go?
Oh yeah. I got more than some remarks. Hey, I got a suggestion, but this what I prayed though, that somebody was listening that's willing to, know what I'm saying, let us use a platform or aid us in these injustices. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope just we spark the intellect of somebody that help us get out of this hole that these people just dug and put us in the hole, because we laying in a casket right now.
Okay.
And we looking in the mirror, waiting to die without any help from our people. We need to pull the wool from in front of their hands. If we pull the wool from in front of their hands, they can't pull no egg up out their sleeve, because we gonna see
where you from? Where you from, Wendy? Okay, he's not from. I'm sorry. Where you from? Where you from? Where Tony Scales from? Go ahead, nephew. He was saying he's not from there.
Yeah. So they won't pull the egg up out their back pocket. We gotta expose their hands and make them do it. We the voters.
Right. We the people.
Without us, they ain't in office.
Okay. Well, until then, you have tuned in. I've just been illustrated. My time is up. You've been a perfect conversation with Brother Raymond. Tune in next week at the same time, same bat channel, as we continue to combat these problems and come up with more solutions. Until then, we love you. Peace, and there's nothing you can do about it. Take me home, Katie Lowe.
This is Katie Lowe with the Flow Radio live stream right here on Facebook Live, YouTube, Spreaker, and most streaming apps. Listen, catch me here Tuesday,
Yeah, nephew.
February the 11th at 1 o'clock, where the special guest will be Tina Davis, and again Tuesday evening at 5 o'clock for opinions,
Okay.
and every Friday at 5 o'clock, a conversation with Brother Raymond. Brothers standing together.
So as soon as you come up there, you endeavor to shoot down, and I'll drag you down.
Okay.
So I definitely really need to holler at you in person.
All right.